What's going on, guys? Welcome to my quick thoughts of the new Clone High season, which dropped on HBO Max about 2 days ago from recording this, which was on May 22nd. HBO Max, what the hell am I saying? It premiered on the opening streaming day of Max's new platform, which is essentially just HBO Max. But regardless, the first two episodes dropped. It's going to be a weekly release. Many of you guys don't know I am a huge fan of the original Clone High, which I discovered back when I was in high school. I remember being obsessed with the damn show. All the episodes were on YouTube, and I just had to show all my friends, everybody I knew. I showed them the entire series. It was great. Love the show. Seen it about like 3 or 4 times already. It's only one season. It's great. It's memorable. It's up there with one of my favorite animated TV shows.
Here, read this.
For supper, I want a party platter.
No! Like this. For supper, I want a party platter.
Now, it came back, and I have been ecstatic for a season 2 because it's one of those series that deserves a comeback. You know, it was cut off too soon, only had one season, 13 episodes, but now it's back. What do I think about it? You know, with it having a lot of hype behind it, I don't know how I feel 100% yet. You know, there are some elements that I think worked flawlessly and essentially felt like a return, a continuation of the series without missing a beat. Yet I do then get reminded that, well, this is also a reboot, and certain elements of it seem out of place, seem a little awkward, but you know that's I guess that's the nature of only releasing 2 episodes and not the entire series. So I can't actually give my final thoughts until I watch the rest of the episodes. Yeah, I can't say I'm a huge fan yet, but I am still excited. Just talk about some of the things that I love. The characters, the original characters that came back, they haven't missed a beat. They all act the same. They look similar. You know, there are some changes that they did make. It's, for some reason, the characters are a little bit more curved, like rounded in the edges and not as pointy as they used to be, if that makes sense. But, you know, we're talking about the characters now. JFK's back. Awesome. Great. Abe Lincoln is great. Joan, Cleo, you know, with it being a brand new show, it completely changes, you know, the perspective of them being in high school, as it's not really what it used to be. Even some of the new characters introduced, I am a big fan of them, such as how they made Christopher Columbus like this internet troll who is very antisocial, and you know, he uses the hard R on the internet, just doesn't admit to it. So he's very much like the original Columbus, except more modernized, I guess you could say. I do like the character designs for the new characters as well. I do enjoy the new characters, but we'll get to one attribute that I'm not a big fan of later on. I hope there's more focus on Cleo in the future, and I hope there's more focus on some of the other characters that we've met in the original Clone High. I thought the music was good. It was decent. Some of the songs that they sang, I thought they were catchy, such as the 20 Years Later song. I thought was phenomenal. Oh man, the intro slaps. The intro is great. Anything having to do with like TV monitors and it being retro and nostalgic, it gets to me, man. That intro was phenomenal. I love the damn thing. And the animation, although like I said, certain things I'm not a big fan of, I thought the animation in certain sequences looked beautiful. I am a huge fan of this 2D angular early 2000s type of style, and that sex dream sequence with Joan of Arc was animated beautifully. That was amazing. Yeah, just overall I thought the animation worked good. It's like it hasn't missed a beat either, at moments. You know, like I said, I still enjoyed the episodes, but just a couple of things that just didn't sit right with me. There are some moments in the animation, although I did say it was great, and you know, the style, I love it. Sometimes it feels like it's animated in Flash, and it just looks very unnatural compared to the original. Also, I don't know how committed they are into just bringing it back and making it look, as close to the original as possible. But you would think that the background characters in some certain scenes, this is just coming from me. Some people might enjoy this, but there should be more animation in the background. With it being still, it was a charm. It was a charming thing for the original season. Early 2000s animation budget wasn't the biggest, but I feel now that they're putting this on Max and it has a higher budget, at least I think, they should animate the backgrounds just a little bit more, just so the characters just don't look still, because they're just standing. And I feel like if this is a modern interpretation of the series or a modern sequel of the series, you should update a couple things, just because it's 2023. Should be a little bit more fluid, a little bit more action, but that's just me. At least some people might like it. They're gonna say, oh well, the original didn't animate a lot of the characters in the background. Well, it's whatever. The show is funny. There's just some moments where it's just kind of awkward, especially with the endings. The ending jokes just do not hit at all, and for some reason they wait on the joke for like a couple seconds, like if we're supposed to hear a laugh track or for us to laugh, and then the episode ends. It's weird, and it's not something I am a big fan of. So like I said, dead space, dead air, and I'm just not the biggest fan of it. We finally found out what happens to Gandhi, and it's unfortunate. Essentially, spoiler alert, they just didn't unfreeze him, and he's still there. Not the fact. It's not that he died or anything like that, or they write him off as like, oh, he went to go live somewhere else. I feel like they could have definitely done something better to bring him back. Who knows? He might just come back. But for the meantime, he's just still frozen. And Gandhi was an essential part of the original series, and you can tell when you watch the show, there's just something that's really missing. Nobody can fill those shoes that Gandhi filled. The best character in the original series and the funniest. He carried a lot of these scenes back in the day. Oh man, this is just, when you watch the show, you're just like, man, that could have been a Gandhi moment. That could have, when it comes to Confucius, oh, that could have been a Gandhi moment right there. Gandhi could have been there. Gandhi could have been doing this. You watch the show, there's something that's missing, and it just feels off at moments. The new characters, like I said, I do enjoy them, although they're, especially with the two new female characters, Harriet Tubman and Frida Kahlo. I don't want them to be these like perfect characters. I do want them to have a bit of flaw in it, because really all the new characters, they're modernized, supposed to be like these social justice people, very very left wing, which is fine, but if it's going to be a parody of everything, you gotta parody everything, man. It should be more of a parody of high school as of recent times, as opposed to it being a format to politically justify certain political angles in the show. But I just hope they don't go in that route where everything's got to be politically correct, like they say in the show. I hope they still have that angle of edge. But yeah, overall, I am still excited for the future of the show. Very, very optimistic. And this show just does seem very promising. I want to see what they do with certain characters. And I'm just hyped for it. But there is that thought on the back of my head that's still saying, what if this just isn't as good as the original? I really do hope that, things just end up being just like the original. Funny, clever, and just a joy to watch, a blast to watch, very quotable. I hope it's like that. But with that being said, I'll be back for the season review of the new Clone High season, and let me know what you guys thought of my opinion. Let me know what you guys think of the show. Comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.
A while back, we pitched the board this idea where a girl loves a guy who loves a girl who loves herself but makes out with a guy who also loves himself but hates a guy who loves to party. And they said,
While you're recycling, why don't you just dig up famous dead people, clone them, and put them in high school?
and we said, can't we do both? And the board said they'd kill us. So unless you're too good to watch the show we all died for, it's called Clone High. Friday and Saturday mornings at 1:30, followed by Spider-Man and Robo-Roach. Teletoon Unleashed, it's unreal.